All right, I am going to welcome Carey Hourie as the Ambassador of the Month for July. Congratulations, Carey.
Thank you.
No, awesome. Well, I'm so happy that you won as we just had a big race out on the West Coast, and you are part of our ambassador team on the West Coast. So that is amazing. And I'd like to know all about your Spartan journey, and let's start with that. So, how did you find out about Spartan? What made you become a Spartan first?
It was 2016. I was just trying to get out of the funk I was in and talked to a friend and seen it on Groupon. So I asked her, I'm like, oh, do you think I can do a Spartan race? She's like, if I can do it, you can do it. So it started there, and next year went into a trifecta, and then the year after that was four trifectas one year, and just kept building.
Oh my goodness. What is the most amount of trifectas you've done in a year?
So far, 2019 was six.
Oh my goodness. And what are
But
you doing this year? Because I know I follow you on social media and it feels like every weekend you're at a race. So what are you on track for this year?
this year, I'm just going for eight. I kind of wish I
Awesome.
would have done the third, known about the 13 before Greece, but I'm going to Greece, so it was like I needed to do eight to hit the lifetime of 25 this year.
Oh, nice. And is there a special medal or recognition for that when you get to Greece?
Yes, Greece is like one of the only places where you get the special recognition for different amounts of races. So there's like 10, 15, 20, and then it goes 25, 30, and then eventually jump starts going by tens all the way up to like 100.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. So yes, you want to get those races in before that. Any thoughts on chasing Graham in his trifecta challenge?
No, I'm good friends with Graham. He can have that this year. But the wallet's not that big for me, so there's no way I can chase him to the 22 or whatever he's going for right now.
Yeah, he's I think on track to do 20, but maybe he's changed it. You never know. Awesome. What
Yeah.
made you become an ambassador for Spartan?
Just got bugged a lot. People were like, "Well, man, you should be an ambassador. You not wear nothing but Spartan gear." And I'm like, "Well, it's we get a lot of free T-shirts, especially when you wear multiples in one year." And it was just I like talking to people about Spartan, so it seemed like the right choice to do.
Absolutely. And the ambassadors picked you for many things, including, just being around and just being super friendly at the races, and of course the info tents as well. Have you done a lot of info tent shifts, and how do you feel about those?
I actually have done a lot of info tent this year. Started basically my info tent down in the States
Mhm.
because Canada was still, we're waiting for our season to start. So I was down in Atlanta, I believe, and that was like my first info shift down there. And then I've done probably 10 or more by now.
Since then, yeah, there's a lot of it's different when you're in the States. The t-shirts are different and everything. But so for anybody who's watching, Carrie, the info tent is basically the exit tent. It's there for asking questions about Spartan Race. It's great for the ambassadors to be in there because we just naturally know pretty much everything there is to know about Spartan or know somebody that does. So it's a great place for the ambassadors. So if you are around many of the Spartans, you will probably see Carey this summer or into the fall. So, what is your next race that you're doing?
Next races would be Kelowna, so trifecta weekend. So of course, if you're going out there, you might as well race all three.
That's how I feel.
And then I also like a lot of my friends think I'm crazy because I will run the beast and then do a 4 hour shift and then sometimes do an info shift after the sprint and the super the next day. So
And this right there is why you are the ambassador of the month for July, just the dedication. But I totally understand that because sometimes after you've done your race, you don't just necessarily want to leave, and you're going to be standing out there talking to random people about Spartan Race anyway. So you might as well get in the info tent and be useful. So
exactly. Yeah. And it's a great way to meet people, meet a lot of new people, get to see friends that I haven't seen because I started racing age group this year. So
amazing. And how did you feel about the jump from age group to, or from open to age group? Are you loving it? How do you feel about it?
I don't mind it. Obviously need to do a lot more working out before I can actually get even near close to being in the top 10 because my age group's pretty hard. Being in the 40s, a lot of guys are out
Yeah.
there and they're killing it.
Yeah, they don't get easier as it goes up. You'd think, right? That but it's not. It's definitely a prime age, the 40 to 45 and 35 to 40, even 45 to 49 can be quite a big a big thing. And you'll see racers in elite that are in their 40s as well too. So don't count the 40-year-olds out.
Definitely not.
So what is has you been your favorite race venue in Canada so far?
So far this year,
Uh,
um,
how about since we've only had a few so far lifetime? Because I
lifetime, I would definitely say I liked the Kimberley area.
Mhm.
But I am from the West, so it's kind of somewhat biased, but I did have fun in all the different places. Like I've been in three different ones in Montreal, like Montreal area. So
Mhm.
Owl's Head was probably my top for the East.
Excellent. And what was the favorite part of that? Was it the challenge of the terrain? I heard that one was very crazy in terms of the location, but was that it for you?
It's yeah, it's the challenge, it's the seeing the new area, and it was just, you know, kind of a fun weekend because I kind of got locked out of the car. So it took me a long time to get into the car before my race and made everything panic. So yeah,
I
that makes it
feel
more
like
fun.
I feel like you have a lot of really random stories that are related to Spartan.
Oh, yes.
That's awesome. Do you find that you see the same people all over the states, chasing different medals and trifectas? Um, is that something that you're seeing?
Yes, kind of, because right now, like hanging out with Graham, I've been introduced to another group that's like the trifecta chasers we're called because we all have unbreakable passes. So a lot of those guys like feel embarrassed when you're walking around with them. You got a times 4, and then Graham's walking around with like a times 10. Everybody's like, they look at your medal, but then they look at the bigger medal, right?
I think I saw some of those people in Tremblant. They were walking around and they were very excited to be there and show off their medals and
Yeah,
they
they're all chasing to go past 13 because they want the shield in Greece.
nice. And so for anybody who's listening, if you do 13 trifectas in a year and you show up in Greece, you get a big actual shield, like a real shield that is presented to you for doing 13. So that's quite a commitment, really, especially coming from the east or the West Coast, where there's only a couple races, but you do a lot of US races as well.
Yeah, I think I had 6 this year down
Nice.
in the US.
So more in the US than are you doing all the Canadian ones this year?
All the Canadian except for anything that was out east that only had no beast.
Oh, okay. So we will not see you in Ottawa in the next couple weeks then.
No. Unfortunately, no. It's more expensive to fly across Canada than down to the US.
Yes, unfortunately, that is the truth. Especially if you live close to a border, it's easy to jump over and just take a flight there. So, what is your favorite obstacle in Spartan?
Right now I've actually been starting to like the box. Mostly because I figured out how to get over top of it now without killing myself.
Nice. It's so fun when you finally get something and it's not so hard for you, then it definitely becomes your favorite obstacle. And what did you find challenging when you first started? Was everything challenging? Because it sounds like you just kind of randomly picked something and went for it.
Um, yeah, everything was just kind of, I don't know. That's how it got addictive is that a lot of the obstacles back in when we first started were, I would actually say somewhat easier, right? Like monkey bars were never, up and down, fat bars. They were just, a simple normal monkey bar.
So true.
Now, right? Everything keeps getting harder.
Yes, yes. It's great and it challenges us, of course, again and again. Well, that's awesome. Great to hear that you bumped up into the age category. That's super fun. I like just personally doing that to challenge myself to see where I'm at, but also I like the race times basically.
Yes, that too.
I'm actually going to try to throw in an age group race and the trail in the same day in Ottawa coming up. So whether
Always
that'll
got to push.
yeah, whether that'll happen, I might be running from one thing to the next, but we'll see how that goes. So that's awesome. So we're going to see you at Kelowna, and after that, back at Blue Mountain.
Seattle, then Blue Mountain.
Nice. Excellent. And you've got the Hurricane Heat t-shirt on. How did you like the Hurricane Heat?
Hurricane heats are always great. Everyone should try one at least, I say, especially a 4 hour. I've done many 4 hours and then one 12. So the 12
Awesome.
is a different game.
And is the 12 overnight or is it just during the daytime?
Used to be all like hurricane heats always started more at the end of the night, so it was always getting dark before your end of your 4 hour.
Hmm.
So the 12 hour goes through the night.
Nice. That seems like
Like we were,
quite a challenge.
yeah, we were finishing basically as the elites were getting ready to start the race the next day.
Oh, wow. That's an interesting wake up call for, well, not quite a wake up call, but seeing the sunrise is always interesting when you're pushing your limits like that.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, I am wishing you lots of good luck earning all your trifectas. Hopefully your medal gets bigger and bigger as the year goes on. And congratulations on winning the Ambassador of the Month for July.
Thank you.